everyone, welcome to my garden. So today we'll just walk around and look to see what's blooming. Today is a really nice day. Look at this butterfly right there, really quick before we continue. Not pretty. Oh, so amazing. Such a beautiful time of a day. Today it's going to be almost 70 degrees. And anyway, I apologize, but I'm going to put my glasses on because it's really bright. I hope this doesn't bother you. Um, Anyway, today we'll just look around and see what's going on. I have few things that I have to plant, and also I started a new flower beds. I cut out a couple of them, and I wanted to show you what I'm doing here. But also I wanted to tell you that I'm going to plant a couple of clematis today again. So one is called Hugley's hybrid, but what I read about this particular clematis is that in the US and in UK, I think it's known as pink saffron, and this is going to be pretty vigorous clematis. So this one is, you see how lovely the pink is. I think it belongs to group 2, what my research says. So it's going to be nice, large, beautiful blooms. So I'm excited about this one, and I'll show you where I'm going to plant this. And then also I have a second clematis, which I already have one of those, but I'm going to plant another one. This is just gorgeous clematis, and this is a Kiri de Kanawa clematis. It's a double blue purplish color, but this one is supposed to be again it belongs to group 2 clematis. So anyway, this is going to be about 75 centimeter tall, 8 to 10 centimeter, I'm sorry, about 200 centimeters up. So it's going to be about 2 meters tall, and the flower size is going to be 8 to 10 centimeters in diameter, which is really nice large flower. So anyway, it's yeah, I'm really excited about this. And then a couple other things that I'm going to plant today is the blue crystal blue salvia. So I've had this for almost a month maybe. They've been sitting here getting ready to go, and I really need to get them into the ground. And these are really pretty, but they're going to be about 50 centimeter wide, 50 centimeter tall, so it's about half a meter on both tall and wide. So and as I explained in my previous videos, if you guys been following, I kind of like to plant companion flowers that stay about 50 to 60 centimeters in height, because my roses, I want them to be the showy, because they are the center of the attention. So I really don't want any other perennials to kind of take over and take that away from the roses. So I want the roses to stand out and the rest kind of be a little below them. So my other things that I'm going to plant today is the purple heart plants. This one has lots of water, it's drooping. So these ones, I actually could have taken cuttings from them last year, because I did plant like 4 of them last year, but I really wasn't sure if they were going to come back for me or not, and they did come back. So I thoroughly enjoyed the color. I'm going to plant more, and I think this summer I will go ahead and start cutting them and preparing them more for the next year, and keep adding some of the sunny borders, because they just bring really beautiful deep color to the borders. So these ones actually, they were very inexpensive. I purchased it from Portugal, and it just came real, just the small cuttings. So I went ahead and planted them, dehydrated them, and planted them right away. So they've been in here for a while, which needs to go. They also need to go into the ground. But let's go ahead today and kind of look what's going on. Just wanted to show you that all these tulips are coming out in the containers. They're looking really good. See, they already forming buds here. They're looking really nice. Daffodils are looking really good, but they're kind of on their way out now already. So I have larger variety of daffodils which are coming out at the moment. Also, some of the Dutch irises are getting ready to start blooming. I see some of them are starting to form buds as well. Heucheras are doing really nice. You can see how much growth they had already. The top, I'm loving the hookras. I think you will see me planting way more of them. As I have the opportunity to add more, I will. I love them. These azaleas are doing phenomenal. They're doing so well. Look at this gorgeous azaleas. Oh, so beautiful. So I have another azalea that it's planted here, but I think this side is more sun, and as you go towards here, it's more shade. So I'm going to, as soon as it stops blooming, I'm going to remove that and transfer it into another shady spot, maybe right there on the other side, because it seemed like more shade they get, seem like the better they do in my area. And look at all my English daisies. I never had good luck with English daisies, and this year they're doing really, really good. They're doing so good. Oh, I'm just really, really pleased with them. Let's see what else is going on. For most part, everything is doing really good. Lots of tulips are coming out. You can see here I have some that I planted last fall. There is like white ones, and they have these beautiful pink linings. If you notice, if you come a little, if you look closer, they look really, really pretty. And then some of the red ones, or they're kind of fiery red. They're looking really gorgeous. I planted some poppies which are coming back. I thought I lost them last year, but they are coming back around. So I have one here that's coming back, and then a couple of other places popping up. Not sure. This particular one is white variety, and they're Frenched, and every single one that has opened so far has been wrong. So I am not sure what's going on, but we'll see. Some of them that are new, they're coming up. Hopefully they will be correct. At least if I can get one, I can start propagating, which would be really nice. And the Chandos Beauty Roses are doing really good, coming back. This is starting to really grow. I'm very excited. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them each planted in this area. And you can see all these tulips are just so lovely. They're double tulips. Planted them last year. They're all coming out, looking really nice. And let's go this way and see what's going on. Lots of the tulips are coming out already. So here I wanted to show you the daffodils. Daffodils are so beautiful. Oh, they are just gorgeous. And I don't know the name of this particular daffodil because I planted them, a while back before I decided that I was going to do videos, and I don't know what they're called, unfortunately, but they're so beautiful, and they don't flop over, which is really nice. Usually they get pretty heavy and they flop over, but these ones, they don't. They're just gorgeous, corally tangerine color, which is absolutely stunning. Oh, so that's kind of what's going on here. Let me show you my lilac. This lilac is already, look at the buds on this lilac. I'm really excited. This is going to be probably the most blooms I've had ever since I planted this lilac bush. And this one is Beauty of the Moscow variety. It's stunning. It has incredible smell, but also it's a white variety that's with a light pink color, very, very pretty. The Clematis here, Clematis Henry, is taking off and doing really good. I see the buds are coming out from some other, like from here, and it's already forming bud, looking really pretty.
Wisteria.
Oh yeah, you just reminded me to show you the wisteria. But also strawberry Sunday hydrangeas are leafing out, looking really nice this year. So I have 2 in this area that I'm excited about them really filling in this year. But let's go look at the wisteria really quick. Wisteria is doing really, really nice right now. And our bin is coming the next month on the 13th, which I'm so excited to get rid of this pile. So that's our next project. But look at this wisteria. Look at all these blooms. I have so many blooms every year. This wisteria is just amazing. I think it's been here long, long time, and I'm hoping to really take care of it, to keep it doing really good and staying healthy because I absolutely adore this wisteria here. So let's go this way. I wanted to show you my new project that I'm working on really quick. I cut out some more flower beds, and you know, and I know that I love grass, but I'm not really, grass is just the accent for me. It's not, it's not main focal point. I'm okay with not having lots of grass, but I'd rather plant my beautiful plants that I actually enjoy looking at. And having the grass to kind of be the accent of the entire thing. So for me, it's not necessary to have a large, big grass area. So I'm okay with that. So I cut out triangles here. You can see one here. I just removed all the grass, and then I cut out another triangle shaped flower bed here. Now this one is a little smaller than the other one, clearly because I don't have a bigger size, to be proportional for this side. This side I had a lot more room, so I went ahead and cut out a little bigger one. But I tried, and although they're not symmetric, because my garden is not really symmetric, and it's on a hill. Some areas that are flat, I try to make it, make it more formal, but most of the areas are very curvy, so it's not going to be symmetrical, but I tried to make it as symmetrical as I possibly can in this area. At least for the eye, it will kind of feel that way, although it's not. So and I don't want to give away what I'm trying to plant here because it's coming up next couple of videos, and I wanted to make sure that it would be interesting for you, so I don't want to give up the next video for the excitement. But anyway, I'll show you what I'm planning there. And then here, but I do love it. I love this path, and I think it's big enough where I can get wheelbarrow through it, but not really, but and I can walk, but it's not too narrow, it's not too wide. I think it brings really interesting, kind of a new interest in this area. And then here I cut out another one that this one is in a circle shape. Now I have a tree stump right here. As you can see, when we moved here, we had dead trees literally in the middle here, so we went ahead and removed that, but clearly we still have stump here, which George is going to hopefully cut that completely down as much as possible. Now I cleared out the grass, but I haven't amended the soil. You can see it's super clay. So I didn't have enough manure and sand, etc., to really work the soil, but I went ahead and removed the grass, and then hopefully next week or soon I'll go ahead and amend the soil here and get ready for planting. But I have a little bit manure and sand, which I'm going to amend the areas that I'm actually going to plant my the clematis today. So anyway, that's what's going on here. This tree peonies are looking really pretty. You can see this. I think this tree peony, this one is a bicolor, and it's gorgeous. I don't know if it's going to have a good variegation this year or not. Sometimes they have and sometimes they don't. I had one year that it was gorgeous. It had gorgeous variegation. It's kind of a coral red with white variegations. This one, it's absolutely gorgeous, but I have lots of buds, that's for sure. I have so many buds this year. This is the most I've had, I think. And this one was a very small tree peony that I planted almost maybe 5 years ago. Now this one is coming on its own too. I have probably at least 4 buds on this tree peony. Also, this one, when we purchased this tree peony here, this one was actually quite large, and it already had, pretty strong growth on it when I planted. And every year, this one has just rewarded me with just beautiful blooms. This one is absolutely stunning tree peony. Anyway, everything is looking really good. I have some tulips that are blooming, the creamy yellow color, which are really pretty. Look at these climbing roses, are just so gorgeous. They're doing so good this year. everything is just looking really good this year. Even all the roses are just coming up really nice, like really. And I think I amended the soil with a little bit of a sand, and I think that really has helped a lot with the water penetration into the soil. I think I need to keep continuing to amend it as I go. And but look at the. I wanted to show you all this beautiful. Um, Tulips that are coming out here, and I think I planted some purple ones. I wanted to have purple and yellow, but I'm not sure. Looks like purple ones maybe will come up a little later. I see some that are still coming up. So, but definitely the yellow ones have they came out much faster than the purple ones. So they're doing really pretty though. I like it. So that's what's going on here. I don't think that there is much else going on this side. I have, oh yes, I wanted to show you this. Ethiopian peonies are doing so good. I have 3 Ethiopian peonies in this bed, and this bed is a kind of a problem bed for me because there's so many roots underneath here. There's literally you can't even plant anything, but I've been able to plant few things. As you come this towards the edge, there is more. You can dig a little more as you go towards the tree. It gets harder because it's more saturated with the roots. However, I was able to plant a whole bunch of irises closer to the tree because they're just, they don't require much. But I was able to plant 3 Ethiopianis. Now this one has been here for a while, and just this year seemed like it's doing okay. This one, which I'm not exactly sure what variety this one is, because I think I had this long time ago, before I even decided that I wanted to do videos, so I really can't remember which variety that is. So also this particular one was sent, it wasn't supposed to be Ito when I ordered this one, and it came as Ito, which I don't mind at all. I love Ito peonies, but so this one is going to be surprise again what it is. But this particular one is the Magical Mystery Tour, which I'm really excited. I always wanted to have this one, and so I was able to get one last year. I brought it over. I planted on the other side, but seemed like the other side just doesn't get enough sun, and I really needed something here. So I was like, let me try and see how it will do here, and it's doing really great. So I will have these 3 trio of gorgeous Ethiopianis that are going to bloom and look amazing. And tulips are coming out. They're just beautiful. I love the red. It's so pretty. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get my stuff. We'll get them all planted. So one of the Clematis, the pink one, is going to be, I'm thinking to plant right here behind this beautiful sculpture. I think it's going to be really sweet to climb on this side. That one is really vigorous though, the pink chiffon or Hagley's hybrid. Either way. Anyway, it's going to reach, I think, maybe 4 meters, what I read. So what I need to do is probably eventually get a little obelisk here or something and see if I can get it, because I definitely don't want to mix too much with the tree, with this climbing rose, and I'm not sure how much this climbing rose will actually reach on this side yet. So my goal is to keep the clematis at least maybe around here if I can. But I think it will be really sweet to have the pink flowers kind of go up with the sculpture. And then I have another rose here, David Aston rose, that's planted. It's a Lady Emma, and I read that Lady Emmas get quite large as well. But I think now this side is a hot afternoon sun, so eventually this side just gets burned in the afternoon. But I'm hoping that the roots of the clematis will be protected here, because this rose will get big and kind of shade over the roots of the clematis. Also, I have boxwood and I have rosemary there, so I'm hoping that roots will be protected with the plant, but the plant itself should be okay reaching out to the sun. So we'll see how it does. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, usually you just have to plant and kind of monitor and see what's going on. But isn't this just gorgeous? What a beautiful day. say. I was just watching today and looking at the garden, and I just can't believe that garden is just so beautiful. And this whipping cherry trees, it's about to start opening as well. Has this gorgeous spots everywhere this year, and I kind of like it because it's finally starting to shift a little bit up on this side as well, because before it was whipping just on one side, but it looks like starting to whip on this side as well. It's just so pretty. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and get all the plants and get them planted. The purple hearts, though, I want to plant here because I have this lemon lime privet, which eventually I want to create them, to shape them into a bowl, which is going to bring this gorgeous gold color here, the pop. And I plant several of them here. I think it's 6 of them that I planted here to have this kind of give a little bit of a uniformity here. And I think the purple will just be really pretty on the edges to contrast with this gold color. So let's go get the plants and get planting. Okay guys, so I decided to go ahead and plant my purple hearts. Right, I have 3. I am going to plant about here, I think, like this, because eventually I would like this to kind of continue with this line all through the edges and kind of intertwine with this beautiful privet that I have here, golden lemon and lime privet. And I think this will be really, really pretty to have that dark purple going on the edges. I think that's what I want to do, but I have only 3 for right now. I have a few more coming up here. As you can see, they survived the winter. They're coming up, and I think they're going to be bigger this year. I will go ahead and take some cuttings from it and start propagating, and as I continue to do that, hopefully I can continue bringing more on this edge. But I think I need to be really careful with it because they're kind of tender plants, and what I need to do is if I do need to plant them very early in the spring, have them to get really well developed before, so they overwinter well. I think that's the key with some tender plants, that if you want to plant them in a garden, you want them to come back, you need to, it's more risky to plant them in the middle of the summer or towards the end of the summer, because they're just not developed enough to continue to survive through the winter. So if I can't do that, then I will wait for the following year. But I'll pot them, I'll get them ready, and continue doing that until I have this entire place filled. So that's the goal. Now here, and because my soil is very clay, I have manure and I have sand mixed in together. I had a really good luck with this method that I started to do this year. What I'm going to do is just amend the soil beneath just really quick, and then just plant them right inside. Now, I amended my soil. Everything has been amended before I plant anything, mostly with compost, etc. But because of my clay soil, I realized that even just mixing compost in the beginning, it gets very crumbly. But then over time, the following year or so, it gets super clay again. So I realized that just amending with a compost and manure, I mean, it gives the richness, but the it gets very compacted together, and so it gets very difficult to water in the summertime because it takes a lot more water to get through that kind of the hardness of the soil. So what I decided to do is just start adding sand, and that's what I did. I started amending all my beds. Most of them are done. Like I finished this entire bed, I amended and finished already. I brought in I had lots of leaf mold from last year, so I mixed the leaf mold and sand, and I amended the entire thing. So I did the same thing here, and mostly done on the other side as well. I still have some areas that I have to continue doing that, but I'm almost finished, so for most part. But what I'm going to do every time I plant new plants, I will try to amend the area that I'm planting in, and that way it just gets, I think it will help them to develop their roots a lot better with less effort. So, all right, we'll just go ahead and get this planted here. Basically, I'm going to amend a little bit with manure and sand, and then I just have some mycorrhizal fungi, which I'm going to add in the holes before I plant them for the root development. Okay, so this part is done. We'll just go ahead and plant everything else, and then I'll come and water here. But I really recommend you working your soil, because honestly, everything just depends on the quality of your soil. If your soil is good, everything is going to, you plant is going to be healthy. It's going to come out great. You will not have any problems. I think the soil is just the most important part of the garden. So, and I know sometimes it's really hard to work the soil, but it is a foundation of the entire garden. It's just, it must be, you have to do it as much as possible, because just success of the having really good healthy plants is the soil. All right, so I'm going to get in there. Not a whole lot of leg room here, but I'm going to plant my gorgeous clematis. Oh, I can't wait. I think this is going to be really, really pretty here. Isn't this is just a fun part of the gardening, because in the beginning, when we are just have just the outline of the garden, we create beds, and then over time you kind of, I don't know, for me, I realized the little places of the things that I didn't notice before that need something, and what it needs, and just bring that emotional part of it, which I think this is what I'm talking about. When I planted this arbor and the rose, it was great. Boxwood was great. It was just the main things. And then after a while, for me, it's like I'm going around and going, okay, this is what I need for this area that I could make, improve and bring color, or make it beautiful, or make things to go together. And that's what over time, it becomes really nice to kind of work on those little places versus the entire big beds. And this is a very dry part of my garden. Now, for clematis, usually not very many plants you plant. The most plants we plant just on a soil level. For the clematis, though, we need to plant them deeper, about maybe this much deeper. What I'm going to plant today, about this far down, because clematis, first, it keeps their roots cool if you plant them far deeper into the ground. Second, most important part is they do have which called clematis wilt. In case they do get clematis wilt, you can cut the clematis at the top, and the roots will still be healthy, and the part that it's under the ground can be protected, and it will come out again, even the rest, if we have to cut the rest of the plant because of the fungus and that type of things, because clematis do get that. So it is important. In fact, I need to get something really quick for this. So for the clematis and roses, I do apply some of this systemic fungicide. It's a disease prevention, basically, and it really, really helps with the fungicides and wilts and things like that. So I can get them. It's very difficult to get them here, but if I can get my hands on it a little bit, I try to go very sparingly and just give a little bit specifically to clematis and the roses. But it is all organic, so this is a completely organic product. Wonderful. I think it's Espoma, actually. So this one is in. I just need to get them really good water, but for most part I went ahead and trained them already on a trellis. But you have to be really careful handling them because they are so fragile and they break so easily. That's why I took my gloves off just for this part, because you have to feel everything, and actually I can't even do it without my glasses. Also, this is what I use for the training. It has a little wire inside and the plastic on the outside. This is what I like using, but there's so many other options out there that you can use whatever, you know, that you think it works for you. And a lot of times when it's a hot sunny times, I just I place some rocks around it too, even though there's lots of things planted here for the protection of their roots. However, I will probably just bring some rocks again, just the small rocks like I did, right here. You can see I placed on this clematis, the base of this clematis here that I transplanted, and it really protects and helps the roots to stay cool. So that's what I'm going to do on the other one. But you can also mulch it. You can do, you know, you can protect them either way, and you just plant things around the roots to keep the roots cool. That also will work. So, all right, next. So the blue crystal salvias, I decided to go ahead and plant right here because I have David Austin roses. I believe there's two grays, one Molyneux, and they all have that beautiful apricot colors. And I thought the salvia will look really, really pretty. And then I'm intending to plant catnip, the Persian blue variety, maybe just on the edges here to bring the blue and apricot together. I think will look really, really pretty. But these two will probably go here for the moment. Okay, leave this here. We go next. All right, my last plant of the day for planting is my next clematis. Okay, so this is a pergola area where we are still working on slowly. Depends on the budget, and you know, but the containers are doing really pretty. You can see all the daffodils are coming out, and they're kind of tangling around, dripping over a little bit, which makes it really, really pretty, I think. So yeah, everything is looking really good here. I spent my whole day yesterday just getting all the weeds out. Lots of weeds that was coming out. I still have some to do here, but for the most part I got a lot of it out yesterday. Everything is looking really, really good and healthy. These are gorgeous hybrid tea roses. I had great luck with them last year. I purchased them bare root year before, and they just did so phenomenal for me. They bloomed literally all summer long, and amazing. Absolutely love it. And then there is three groupings of the roses right here. They are the Da Vinci variety. They're shrub roses, pink, very, very beautiful. Actually, I have four of them, not three. There's four grouped right here. So what I'm thinking to do, I would like to plant this clematis, which has this beautiful blue color, and I love this clematis. I have this one planted on the other side of my garden as well, and I'm very excited. So what I did is I had this laying around, and I thought, you know what, why can't I just bring this over and wrap around, just tie them on the other side, and it just just blends in really well. This one doesn't have this wires doesn't have those small holes. I think it would be kind of nice, and if I needed to, I could add a little more later as the clematis starts growing. So I'm going to plant this on the foot of this pergola because I think the colors will complement really well with the pinks and the oranges. And as it starts maturing and covering this side, when we enter this area from this side of the garden, from this entrance, I think this right here will give this beautiful, beautiful show. Also, I have a rose, climbing rose, that I planted this last winter, and it's doing really good here as well. This one is the Amnesty International, has a beautiful white and yellow, it's a white with the yellow centers, has gorgeous flowers. I'm hoping to have this climb over this arbor, and I think having the clematis blue on the other side would just bring beautiful combination of the colors together. So really excited about this idea, and that's where I'm going to plant this other one. Okay, I think this is going to be it for this clemata because it needs to start growing before I can train a little more. Looks like they're a bit short for the moment, but we'll just let them do its thing. I'll come and water it really well. Although soil is really, really wet right now here in this area, but I'll just make sure to water it anytime we have to plant anything. We have to water it well regardless. So, but I gave lots of sand and manure, hoping to make it, to get the improve the drainage a lot more. And I think this is going to be really pretty here. Very excited. But just quickly before we wrap up, let's go look at this Armandii one more time because it's in full bloom right now. I think about a week ago when we did my previous video, it was just opening, and now look at this. Look at this guy. Just absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. Now this is an early blooming clemata, Armandii apple blossom, and this will probably cover this entire arbor. They're very vigorous, and they are evergreen, so even when they're not blooming, I will still have a nice coverage on this arbor for the winter interest. It's going to be really, really pretty. And then the rest of the clematis, just since we are working on clematis today, are really taking off this year. Look at this guy. This one has already doing really good. I fertilized them. And they're already forming buds on all of them. In fact, if you remember, we planted those clematis on these trees here. This one is also taking off and doing really well. You can see it's forming buds. This was very tiny. This one is a Francisca variety, and this one is blue, kind of has double flowers. Beautiful variety. If you can find them, try get this one. This was very, very small when I was able to find it, and anyway, it's been moved around a lot until I found its permanent spot, but it's doing really good here. This one, I think this one's called Leon. This one is a French variety, and I can't remember the name. I'll find it and put that. This is a beautiful variety too. It's doing really good. I have two more clematis here. One I am training to go over this fence, as you can see, doing really good. It already has several buds for the flowers, so this will go over the fence. That's my goal. And then I have another one, double variety, that it's going to be climb up on this tree, which is right here. It came back. It's doing really beautiful. And then this one is a gorgeous climbing rose, David Aston Rose, Wallerton Old Hall. Very excited for this variety to go over the fence. So that's what's going on here. And look at my Lady Banks rose is already doing really good. I love this beautiful arches that's kind of throwing. This is all going to be covered in buds and flowers, so I can't wait to cover the entire area. We still have lots of work to do here, but we'll get there as our budget allows, slowly getting there. So anyway, this is all for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for all the messages. Please don't forget to subscribe to my videos if you like them, and have a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.